Hey guys, it's Mike from Spotted Creek Farm. Today we're going to talk about what temperature is ideal for your chicken coop. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We are pushing towards getting monetized and it would help us greatly. Okay, the ideal temperature for a chicken coop is between 70 and 75 degrees. That's the most comfortable for the chickens and the healthiest for the chickens. If basically you've got, your chicken coop can do one of two things. It can either get too hot or it can get too cold, okay? If it gets too hot, you wind up with heat stress, okay? If it gets too cold, you wind up with frostbite or quite frankly, your chickens can freeze. So, again, you want to hit that ideal temperature. The signs of heat stress are panting, and a lot of times what they'll do is they will hold their wings out away from their body in an attempt to vent some of the heat and get some cool. What will happen with their food consumption will go down, okay? To help with heat stress and food consumption, limit their treats, okay? If you're going to do treats, they need to have a high water content, like watermelons, fruits and fruits are really good for that. The other thing that you can do too is you can put ice blocks in. You can also do a water mist. One of the things that we do is kind of combine the high water content treats with the frozen is we will actually cut a watermelon in half, stick it in the freezer, let it freeze solid, and then we'll stick it in the chicken coops. One of our chickens' favorite things to do. Do me a favor, down in the comments, let me know what kind of chickens you have. If you're watching this video, chances are you have chickens, and I'm just curious as to what kinds of chickens people have and what their favorites are. One of the other things that happens during heat stress is you'll see a decrease in egg production, okay? There are a couple ways to combine that, to combat that. The first one is you can actually pick up your eggs more often, because what will happen is, from a psychological standpoint, for some reason, if you pick up your eggs more often, they will lay more eggs. And that's good and bad. That's good. They get more production out. It's good for you, but it's also putting a little bit of stress on your chickens. The other thing that you can do is you can offer more calcium. Okay, that can be in the form of you can give them their eggshells back. That can also be in the form of you can buy the pellets at Tractor Supply, and they'll eat those as well. But giving them more calcium helps with the egg production, and it kind of really helps take some of the stress off their bodies to produce the eggs. To prevent heat stress, again, give adequate shade. Okay, adequate shade. You know it. When you get hot, you go in the shade and you cool down. And that's what that's what the chickens need as well. You also like a nice breeze. Okay, so make sure that your chicken coop has adequate ventilation. Okay, that's going to help again with the heat stress. Make sure that your chickens have access to cool, clean water. If you've got to go out there a couple times a day and refresh that, it kind of is what it is. And again, I talked about this briefly before. You can use misters. We have a mister down in our chicken coop. We've actually, at this point, we free range our chickens, so they have access to puddles and things like that. But in what used to be our coop, there's a mister in there. We used it. If the things get too bad, we'll put the chickens in there again. Run them up, put them in there, and run the mister. So, on the opposite side, if things get too cold, okay, we talked about this. You can get frostbite, and your chickens could freeze to death. Okay, ways to combat that is to make sure that you have plenty of roost space and that your roost space is clear. Okay, what chickens will do is they will get in the roosts and they will huddle together and conserve heat. You need 8 to 10 inches of roost space for each chicken. Okay, in the summer they'll spread out. In the winter they'll huddle together and they'll conserve heat. And so that the roost space is really key to keeping them warm. You know, a lot of people ask, do I need to stick a heater, or do I need to stick a infrared light bulb in my chicken coop? And the answer is no. I mean, quite frankly, they'll take care of themselves as long as you give them adequate space, and you know your chicken coop is ventilated. They'll do okay. You know, we don't heat. We thought about it when we first started, and we've just never done it, and we've never lost a chicken to just freezing to death or frostbite or stuff like that. The other thing too is you need to make sure that your roosts are the right diameter or the right shape. Okay, we have square roosts, and what happens is chickens will latch on, okay, and then they'll lower their body and their feathers over their feet, and that's how they keep their feet warm. Okay, if they are grasping all the way around like this and they lower down, this part of their fingers doesn't get heat from their body. Okay, so you want something like this when they grab on. Okay, that way when they lower down, they're covering up all of their fingers. So that way, and the other thing too is make sure that your roosts aren't metal, because the metal conducts the cold. It'll get, you know, and it'll just sap the cold the warmth right out of your chickens. We do, and I think most everybody does, wood roosts. You can make them out of 2x4s. You can make them out of, you know, trees you cut down. You can make them out of sticks. But wood roosts, is a pretty decent insulator, and you know, and it just keeps that cold from getting into your chickens. Just again, you know, a lot of people, do we need, you know, to heat the chicken coop? And quite frankly, you know, from our experience, yours may be different, but from our experience, the answer is no. Please do me a favor, go hit that like and subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and when it gives you the option, click all notifications. We are on a push to get monetized, and we're really close. We just need more subscribers, and you can help us with that by sharing with your friends. As always, thank you for your comments, your views, and your support. We really appreciate it, and thank you for watching.